Okay. I know you guys saw the JOK injury news, disappointed for him. But guys got to step up in his absence. With this game, it's a big one. It's at home, division opponent. Guys are excited about this opportunity that we have in front of us. It's a very good football team, offensively playing at a high level. Obviously, we'll wait and see which quarterback we get. I know this; they're all good. They all can hurt you from the pocket. They can hurt you on the move. They can hurt you in the run game. So, really, really good players. Big physical offensive line coming on, a couple different receivers coming on. So they're doing a nice job defensively. I've gotten some guys back since the last time we played them, Bowser, and obviously the trade with Roquan Smith, Marcus Williams coming back off of the injury. So they're all playing at a high level. It's a very good front. It's a good front. It's good back end. And then special teams, that they got a very good unit. So we have to match their intensity. We got to match them on the field on Saturday, but we got to really make sure as a group, as a offense, as a defense, as a special teams, that we really handle this short week. And part of that short week is taking today and getting a lot of work done in the meeting rooms, getting a lot of work done in the walkthrough. You're not going to physically do much today with it being Tuesday on the calendar, but we got to make sure that we get our Wednesday work done today. So that's where our focus is. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you very much, Coach. The first one will be from Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, Kevin, can you describe a little bit about the kind of season that JOK was having for you, and maybe what do you think his upside potential is as a player, based on what you saw this season?
Yeah, I think with JOK, Mary Kay's still a young player, played at a high level for us, very productive, making plays sideline to sideline, those type of things. Always has room to grow. I think he can continue to get better. I think there are areas that he can continue to improve. So disappointed in this case with this injury, but like a lot of guys, I know he'll bounce back.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Daryl Ryder, you're up.
Yeah, Kevin, with JOK going down, is it fair to say that Dion, Jordan, and Tony now basically become your three starters at linebacker when you use that particular defensive alignment? Yeah,
I would tell you, honestly, Daryl, it's all hands on deck. We got to work a bunch of guys in there. The guys you mentioned all have played and can play well for us, but we're going to make sure that everybody's ready to go.
And you touched on it in your opening monologue there about getting ready to play Baltimore without specifically knowing who their starting quarterback's going to be. Greg Newsome mentioned earlier that, their scheme is their scheme, and they pretty much, you guys can more so prepare for that than a player. Do you agree with that? And just what challenge is that for you, not knowing who's going to be under center?
Yeah. Like I mentioned, it's a very, very good scheme. They're very fortunate to have the guys they have. I mean, Lamar, as we all know, is great. Former MVP. He's great. He's great throwing and great running it. He's a great, great player. So we've played him. We know what he's capable of. We've played number 2. Huntley, we know what he's capable of. Just a really, really good football player. Hard to get on the ground, whether they run him by design or he's scrambling. Accurate with his throws. Really an impressive quarterback. And then the young kid did a nice job. Got in there, operated, got them into their runs, and did a nice job. Threw the ball well.
Thanks, Daryl. We'll go to Ashley Bastock.
Yeah, Kevin, just another Huntley question, since you guys saw him last year, obviously, and you kind of touched on it there, but Greg was talking about just how he remembers how much he runs, that they felt like he ran more than Lamar when you guys had to play him last year. Just and how important it is to stop that aspect of the game, especially given the defense's run defense issues earlier in the year.
Yeah, it's very difficult, Ashley, when you have that quarterback who becomes part of that run game. They do a really nice job of varying their run game, can throw a bunch of different looks at you week to week, so that you're certainly going to see some things that you haven't seen previously. And I think the quarterbacks factor in as a very large part of that.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ashley. Scott Petrick is next.
Hey, Kevin, I got some more JOK stuff. Do you know how the injury happened?
I know the play had happened, but I don't know the specific. I mean, I saw it happen, but I don't know exactly, how.
And will he need surgery?
Working through all that.
Okay. And that's 4 guys now that are done for the season at that same spot. Have you ever experienced the rash at one position like this?
Yeah, I don't know. It is the NFL. And listen, I don't feel good about any of those guys being injured, it's, on a personal level, you hate to lose any players. So it's unfortunate that it's at that one position, like you mentioned, but that's the NFL. You have ways to get guys up to the roster and guys that have played and guys that have been here that have gotten a lot of reps and know what we're doing. So we're very confident with that group.
Thank you, Scott. Jeff Shadell has our next question.
Hey, Kevin, we talked to Jack Conklin earlier, that Black Courage Award. Do you reflect on what a tough guy he must be to have the season he's had?
Yeah, he is a tough guy, Jeff. I would agree with you. He gives you everything he has. That award means so much because it's voted on by your teammates, by your peers. So the players saw him work like crazy to get back this season. I saw it. He lived here in this building. It's the off season. It's a weekend. It's odd hours. He's in here working, trying to get better. So I just think it speaks to his personality. It speaks to his determination to help this football team to play through injury. He provides great leadership for this football team. So I thought the guys picked a very, very worthy person in Jack Conklin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Matt Fontana. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, not JOK who's obviously out, but like Amari Cooper is battling the hip, Wyatt Teller with the calf, all these other guys. So does the conversation ever change just because of where the season is at? Obviously, playoffs seem to be a long shot. Does that ever factor in with guys that are really fighting through injury, or if they're good to go, they're going to play?
Yeah, we're fighting for a win on Saturday, and the guys that are able to play are going to play.
And then Greg Newsome mentioned today the motivation to finish this out strong, 1-0 each week, and to kind of build on it. Just talk about what you've seen out of the team as a whole, entering the final 4 games. Do you still see that motivation?
Yeah, honestly, Matt, I think what you see is really nothing past today. I think that's so important and something we talked about with this being a short week. You really can't. You have to convince your body and your mind that it's time to go, and you can't get stuck in your 48 hours removed or whatever it is from the previous one. You really do have to flip that switch and give everything you have today, which is not a lot physically, but it is a lot mentally that we're putting on them.
Thank you, Matt. Dan Lobby's next.
Hey, Kevin, I had wanted to ask about Jack too, but just, I guess, bigger picture, guys seeing him work to get back. And then, you look at a guy like Joel who hasn't missed a snap in forever. You mentioned Amari, Miles fighting through the shoulder. With all of those guys, what kind of message does it send just across the locker room when those guys are fighting to be out there every week?
Yeah, I think it certainly does. I don't think it gets lost on your teammates when they know what kind of injury you have. They know that you're in the training room, and they know that you're out there on the field on Sunday. And we've talked about it, and I think everybody knows this. Nobody's 100% on that field for either team. So you're always battling through something. But I think it does speak to the guys you mentioned. There's plenty of guys that push through injuries because they want to be out there. They want to fight with their teammates. They want to battle. Even if you're not feeling great, they want to battle. So that's what I see from a bunch of those guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Let's take 2 more. Scott Petrick, Mary Kay Cabot. Scott.
Hey, Kevin, how has Roquan changed the Ravens defense since the first time you played him?
Yeah, I mean, I know him well, just haven't seen him over the years with the Bears. He's excellent sideline to sideline. He's great taking on blocks. He's good in the pass game, very athletic player. I do think now that he's been there for a little while, he's got a very good feel for what they're doing. I think they're using him in a variety of ways. He fits what they do. I think he and Queen play off each other well. So he's a very good football player.
And I mean, this is Deshaun's, kind of welcome to them, at least inside the division. What kind of test is that defense for him as he's trying to, get comfortable in your system?
Yeah, I think it's a test for everybody, Scott. I think that they just do a very good job. I think they're well coached schematically. They make things difficult on you. That they're big up front, as we know. They have really good players in the back end. They've been good taking the ball away. So I think it's a challenge both in a one-on-one matchup sense, but it's also a challenge just from a schematic sense as well.
Thank you, Scott. Last one goes to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, I was watching this morning again. Cade York kind of, pitching a little bit of a fit that he didn't get a chance to kick that, whatever it would have been 67-yard field goal or whatever. So the first part of the question is, how do you feel about the fact that he, really thought he could go out there and nail a 67-yarder? And then also you have to deal with Calais Campbell this game. He blocked one in the last game, and that could be an issue this game.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that, Mary Kay, but it's good that your kicker has confidence, and it's good that they don't lack confidence. They should. It's like anything else. They want the ball in a big moment, just like a point guard wants the ball or a receiver wants the ball. That's how the mentality of guys that want to help the team. But we'll continue to make decisions that are best for the team. And if it calls for it, I think Cade will be ready to go.
What about like having to worry about them blocking the kicks with those big wingspans and stuff over there?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that you see on tape, Mary Kay, and with Calais. I mean, that's what he's done over his career. So you do have to be great in protection versus this team. Obviously, up front on the perimeter, they really do apply pressure, and then you have to have elevation on your kick because they do a great job on that side.